right, you guys, now it's time for some three-point perspective. So this is only for advanced users. But here we go. Okay, so basically what we've got is if we're looking at a flat 2D space, dead on orthogonal to it, there's only one vanishing point, okay? And all the other sides go to that vanishing point, okay? Now, though, if we rotate that shape, so instead of looking at a 2D surface dead on, then we're just looking at a 1D surface dead on, right? So we rotate it like 45 degrees around one of the edges. Then what we get is we're looking at this edge dead on, and we still have vertical, but now there's two vanishing points. So the other two directions other than vertical, right? Because in here there was vertical, there was horizontal, and then there was vanishing point for the third direction. Here we have one vertical, and then everything else goes to the vanishing points because we're looking at this one-dimensional edge. And so you get all these to the vanishing point directions to get our drawing here. Okay, so we've got looking at 2D, and we go to a vanishing point. Looking at 1D, and we've got two vanishing points. But what if we looked at a zero-dimensional point? So in other words, what if we took this last shape and we rotated it kind of down 45 degrees around like the midpoint of the side? So this corner pops closer to us, and then this corner gets further away from us. So we rotate the shape around that point kind of towards us. And what we get then is now we get three vanishing points, okay? So now we get, and I'll do it on another page because I had two examples here. But here now, instead of a vertical, we have these are going down toward. So because the bottom is further away from us and we're doing a perspective drawing and this is closer to us, then these edges here are all longer than then these edges down here, which are further away, are smaller. So we have three vanishing points. And here's kind of just a little cheat sheet you can look at to see the difference between 1, 2, and 3-point perspective drawing. But we're going to go ahead and do one, okay? So a really common drawing to do with this is, either a skyscraper that you're looking up at, and so the top of the skyscraper is smaller than the bottom, or vice versa, you're in a helicopter or something, you're looking down, and the top of the tower is really big. So I'm going to do the top of a tower. I just find that interesting. Okay, so let's do a little drawing here. So I'm going to start with, this is kind of my anchor center point, and then I've got three vanishing points here. I just kind of put them in a little triangle. Okay, so the front of my tower goes down and then off to the vanishing point and off to the vanishing point. At some place, I say, here's the bottom of my tower. Okay, let's even go further than that. Let's go down to this point. Okay, and then this bottom edge of my tower goes out this way. And now, though, for the side, I don't just draw a vertical line for the side of my tower. Instead, I draw from my vanishing point. So my tower is going to go out like this. Okay, my tower is going to go out like this. And so I'm going to now freehand over those tracing lines. Okay, so there's my front-facing tower right there. And then the tops, again, still I go to the vanishing point. So vanishing point this way, vanishing point this way. And this is true for all the windows and whatever else. So maybe this has some sort of like right at the top of the stairs, a little room that comes out to let people get onto the roof. And so I'm going to draw that little room here. So it starts there. Again, for the vertical, I'm going to go up through my vanishing points, pretty much exactly vertical. But I'm going to go up like this. I'm going to go over like this much. From there, I'm going to go to here. That's my like roof access little thing. It goes out this way, maybe not all the way, so maybe to right there. Okay, so here's my little roof access. It's a tall roof access thing, so maybe it's somebody's penthouse. Okay, and so there we go, and there's our little roof access building with and I'll just freehand a door really quick, but that would all be using vanishing points. Okay, and then even for windows, if you want rows of windows, it should be using the vanishing points like this to guide where those windows go. And so here's maybe a row of windows like this with And I'll put another one in there too. Ooh, that was too tall. Let's do that small. Right, so there's kind of how you would put in windows in your tower. We could put in other buildings too. So here's like maybe a shorter building right here that goes up like this way. And again, I got to use the vanishing point. So I'm going to go from vanishing point out. Here's my second building. And then I'm going to erase all these tracing lines so we could see what's going on. So now I got to go out towards my other vanishing point for these edges. And then, yeah, there's a door right there. Oops, that top wasn't, there we go. So I'm going to erase all my edges. So here's my little tower here using the vanishing points. I forgot one line. There we go. Okay, so there's kind of, my 3D perspective drawing of a corner building. Now, with pencil and paper, this is a lot easier, again, because you don't have all those tracing lines. You just lay the ruler down and put in the sections you need. But you can get some pretty amazing art. And every year I get kids turning in some awesome art. If we were in person, I'd pull those out of my file cabinet and show you guys. But here's just some internet examples. So here's looking up from the bottom of a corner of a city block, right? So you have the bottom here is much larger. So the top vanishing point is up there, right? And everything's going towards it. And then you see all the vanishing points going out this way to one over here and one over here. Same thing, you could be looking down. So this is looking down. It wasn't as skewed as mine. So in other words, the vanishing point was a little further away. So these lines are closer to parallel and it doesn't look as like severe as mine where there's a huge difference. They're just doing like this part of the building where the lines don't get like so small close together, which gives a nice effect, right? You see there's a vanishing point out to the right, out to the left. Here's a really cool like top, skyline, city skyline. And just to trace all the lines there, here's the same picture, but with all the lines traced to show you the 3 vanishing points used. Here's another one, just beautiful. All right, you guys, that's it. So this is only for advanced people who decide to take on this challenge. I'll leave it up to you whether you do a 2-point or a 3-point perspective. All right, you guys, enjoy.